is 681 Shadow here. Welcome to our next Boku no Hero Academia review. This is for episode 28 of Boku no Hero Academia, titled Midoriya and Shigaraki. Now, before I get into this review, I just want to do two things. First, as I always say, remember to, if you have not seen the episode yet, go into the go to the description down below. I have a link to go and watch the episode. Definitely go watch it to see that you don't get spoiled if you have not seen it yet. And secondly, we've gotten quite a few new subscribers as of recently, so I just want to welcome those new subscribers. I don't just do gameplays of like Boku no Hero Academia Smash Tap and Dokkan Battle. I review anime and I do some other Pokemon videos. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure to leave a like and also be sure to subscribe to the channel so that and definitely turn notifications on so you can get notified of when I upload some new content on the channel here. So, with that, now we can go into the episode. So, in the first part of the episode, in the first few minutes, we see a bit of, we see some clips of the different internships again. We'll pick up right where we left off with Midoriya training with Gran Torino. He was using the One for All throughout his body, which he does call full cowling. So, and of course he can only use 5% of his power. So he's not completely accustomed to what he can really do with One for All, because his body can only allow for 5%. But I feel like in the series we're going to be seeing how Midoriya can use more of that power without putting his body in jeopardy. But after some training with Gran Torino, after the initial training, it cuts to the different other students from UA that are in internships. Like, it cuts to Ochako. She's doing like sort of physical training with Gunhead. It's kind of like one of those dojo type things. It was Ochako and these three other guys that were training under Gunhead, and Ochako makes a comment again on how he acts so cute, which is kind of funny because you would think he's this like really hardcore guy who has like this metal mask on his face. His quirk is like his quirk has something to do with guns, quite obviously, because he has guns like all around his wrists. So it's kind of funny how she keeps calling him cute. But next week they show Kirishima and Tetsu. Fourth kind is teaching them like basic etiquette stuff, sort of how like making tea for the customers that come into the agency, and they can even make good tea. He comments how the tea is lukewarm, and he scolds them for it. But he apparently really likes hitting their quirks, as he said, which even though it hurts his hands, it doesn't matter because he does have 4 hands, so it's not gonna matter if he punches them with only 2 of his hands. Which it makes sense that it hurts his hands because of the hardening and the steel from Kirishima and Tetsu respectively. But the funniest of the internships that they show for this episode, they show Bakugo again with the Best Jeanist, and Best Genius his first task for Bakugo is to change his appearance, and it's funny, he cuts Bakugo's hair, and I'm not sure where in the video I'll have the picture, but you'll see the picture of Bakugo's hair. He cuts it down to like a normal haircut rather than like the spiky hair that he used to have, and he even says, I'm not sure if he muttered it or if he just thought it. He was like, "I came to the wrong place," and he's right about that. He definitely came to the wrong place because he wanted to have a good internship, but instead he got someone who wants to completely remodel the person that he is to become an exemplary hero. So this could be a bit tough on Bakugo. Hopefully this can lead to more development on his end, because it'd be really cool to see some more Bakugo development, because we got a bit of it in season 1, but season 1 was more so Midoriya. Then the sports festival arc was mainly Todoroki, and then now I'm really hoping we see some Bakugo development. And we're also seeing Ida development, but we're gonna get to that later on in this episode, since we do see Ida in this episode. But then we see Kendo and Yaoyorozu with the snake hero Uobami, and she's doing all this media stuff because she's a TV idol basically, and they're just basically just following her around while she's doing all these things like photo shoots, interviews, things like that. So they're not doing anything too heroic, and and Yaoyorozu keeps thinking like, oh, we can learn from this, even though it's just like she's just doing this because it's her job, and she's not paying like too much mind to us. So then, um, also Ida in Hosu City, they're basically just patrolling the streets, and like he's not doing anything as big as like Midoriya or Ochako. It doesn't seem like he's really training. Like he's actually in an like Ida's internship actually feels like an internship. Like all the other ones seem like an apprenticeship where the person's being trained, but Ida's is the only one that seems like an internship because he's doing what the heroes at the Hosu agency would do on their normal jobs. But that's really all for that. But next, the other main topic of the episode is the League of Villains. So we cut to Stain and Shigaraki. And turns out that they have a little scuffle. Stain stabs through Shigaraki's shoulder, and and apparently their ideals seem to differ from each other a lot. Like they're completely opposite. However, after their scuffle and like this discussion, they seem to share the similar goal of destroying the present because they both don't like how heroes are, and they both it seems like they both are targeting All Might in some way. And on the subject of All Might, there's a part of the episode where All Might is talking to the police officer that knows about One for All. I'm forgetting his name right now, but the police officer that knows about One for All, he said that and he was there. He was one of the respondents after the USJ incident, and basically what happened was that he was saying how they had done DNA because the series right now it's not too far after the USJ incident in season 1. So they had just done DNA tests on the Nomu that on Nomu which fought against All Might in USJ, and it was found that that he's genetically modified and he has multiple quirks. However, it's science says like all the researchers don't quirks that's not possible for even with DNA to implement more than one quirk. But, so that leads them to think that someone has a quirk which allows them to give people other quirks, and that like really puts All Might in a shocked demeanor because he seems to think he's now thinking that that a certain person is on the move again, and the way he says again makes me think that it's some sort of shadow antagonist, and that leads me to believe. And I have not read the manga, so don't definitely try not to spoil the manga in the comment section. But also, my prediction is that this person is the same person that is that voice only mastermind that is basically trying that's along with Shigaraki and Kurogiri. So with that, Gran Torino decides to move on to phase 2 of his training with Midoriya because we're on day 3 now of the internships, and these past few days Midoriya has only trained with Gran Torino, and if they keep training together without any other outside influence or any change, then Midoriya is not gonna learn other types of people, and he may fall into weird habits. So Gran Torino decides, okay, we're gonna go to a big city, find some like minor villains, and you can fight them. Because of course they don't want to get into anything super ridiculous like Stain. They don't want to get into like Stain and things like that, like super crazy villains. They want to go for like smaller villains, smaller, less powerful ones, so that it's not too threatening, but at the same time it's the same feeling as taking down a villain. So while they're on the train, people on the train notice that a building had exploded, and then you see a Nomu come through the train, and that was a pretty eerie scene because you see the Nomu holding this guy's face, and it turns out I forgot to mention before, when because all three of them, Shigaraki, Kurogiri, and Stain, they all go back to Hosu, and While Stain, he doesn't want to be flashy. He kills people in alleyways, things like that. Shigaraki wants to be very flashy, so he gets 3 Nomus and starts wrecking chaos because there's more than one Nomu. That's why before I led to that by saying the Nomu that All Might fought, because there's 3 different ones. And the one that attacked the train was one that is able to fly. So to protect all the people on the train, Gran Torino attacks the Nomu. He kicks him in the face to be able to so that the Nomu can loosen his grip on the hero that he had been clutching and the one that he had blown it back into the train, and then Gran Torino pushes him out of the train to save all the people, and he told Midoriya to sit back, but I assume Midoriya's gonna jump out of the train with one for all most likely, and try to go and help. That's my prediction for next episode. Midoriya's gonna go and help, and we see a bit of that in the next episode preview. But then while Ida's patrolling in Hosu, they see that this is happening. He's running with the person who's leading an internship. I believe his hero name was Manuel, and Ida looks down an alleyway while they're running. He stops in an alleyway while Manuel keeps running, not noticing that Ida had stopped. But Ida sees Stain killing a hero, and he goes there to try to get his vengeance. And something really surprising about Stain was that when he hit Ida and saw that when he hit off Ida's Ingenium mask, and thought, well, I call it an Ingenium mask just because it looks like his brother. When he knocked off his hero mask, it looked like when it showed that Ida was a child, or more so a teenager, but Stain calls him a child. He says that it seems like Stain even has a code for himself that he won't kill children unless he absolutely has to, which is not something I expected. I expected Stain, if like a child wants to be a hero, like what I expected from Stain is that like if the child wants to be a hero, just like these other corrupted heroes, then I should kill them too. But no, if a child is just like aimlessly going around, it looks like Stain knows that he's a child, that is a child, and they don't know any better. But he figures out through the look on Ida's face that he wants revenge, and Ida says that Ida reveals that he's the younger brother of a hero that had been attacked by Stain, and Ida takes on the name of his brother Ingenium, and he's ready to fight Stain in that alleyway, and the episode ends with the screen going black and Stain saying, "I see now, die." So that was a really crazy end to the episode. In the next episode preview, we see Midoriya out of the train with some other hero. I'm not sure who it is. Ida fighting Stain, looking like Ida is gonna get like pummeled by Stain. We didn't see any blood though from Ida. It just looked like he had a horrified look on his face. But yeah, hopefully we can also see because I think based on the opening, Todoroki's also gonna get involved somehow, probably with Endeavor. So I'm hoping we can see that too. But this arc with Stain and the League of Villains is looking really good right now, and I'm really wondering when we're gonna see that that larger antagonist that was hinted about by All Might. But let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. But that's going to be it for this review of Boku no Hero Academia episode 28. Thank you all for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you all next time.